I know what's gone on previously in my previous prison sentences. I wrote a letter to my wife, and it was a detailing letter. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. This is a letter to your wife from prison. What did you say?
To make sure they understood why I do what I do. And it's me believing that the worst will come.
That you will die in jail.
The worst will come, and I want my children to know that I haven't,
You know, in the news now, you know, with these parties that the government, the people in charge were breaking the rules, having these parties in their lovely gardens. I think I've been naive all my life. It's not till now I just go, why do we trust them? Of course we shouldn't trust the people in charge. That's how they're in charge. They shouldn't be trusted.
What they're going to do, what I believe they're going to do, and that I know no one can tell me why I was brought to that prison only. No one can tell me. So I know intentionally, and previously I've been locked in rooms with Muslims in prison. So I believe that. And then in that first week in the block, I'd then been told I'm getting moved, and I said to my wife, I'm getting moved, but nothing from the outcry outside, from Lord Pearson, who's a lawyer in this UK, making comments to make sure I'm safe. I knew
that are spreading lies and misinformation as far and as wide as possible. They're not interested in victims; they're interested in themselves. Those who are cheerleading Tommy Robinson, not interested in justice. They're supporting a man who went to prison for nearly collapsing a grooming case, a gang grooming case. These are people who are trying to get some kind of vicarious thrill from street violence that people like Tommy Robinson promote.
In a DCAT prison, and there's a mental health team there. I said, let me just ask you, is this good for me? She said, no. I said, how bad is it? Because I know how bad it is, because I remember what happened last time. So I said, so why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And I'm a civil offender, so I got 18 months, which is insane anyway, for playing a film that they said wasn't in the public's interest. Well, I think it's on 115 million views. It certainly was in the public's interest, yeah? But they sentenced me to 18 months. Now, as a civil offender, you go to an open prison. What's the difference between that and how I'm being held? Well, open prison, you get a job outside. You have a car, you go to work. You go stay at home 5 days a month. You have town visits with your family. So that is the only prison you go to for committing civil offences. You're unshipped to a maximum security jail housing the worst Muslim gangs and jihadists in the country. And then they use that then to say you have to go on solitary confinement. And what is solitary confinement? Well, rapists and terrorists are not on solitary confinement, jihadists aren't. Axel, who's done his little stabbing spree, the Muslim lad, I was in Belmarsh on solitary confinement. He was 2 cells above me on healthcare. He's got a job. So they're not under solitary confinement. What day is it today?
Hey there. If you enjoy staying informed and discovering stories that matter, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and your support really helps us create even more amazing content for you. Join us on this journey. You won't regret it. Tommy Robinson, a controversial figure currently serving a prison sentence, has sparked intense debate over his claims that the government is keeping him in solitary confinement not for his actions, but to silence him. Robinson asserts that his imprisonment is part of a larger effort to prevent him from exposing what he perceives as corruption within the British political system, particularly focusing on Labour leader Keir Starmer. According to Robinson, the real issue isn't his alleged crimes, but his outspoken criticism of political elites, especially Starmer, whom he believes is out of touch with the working class and too focused on protecting the establishment. While Gervais' comments are often laced with humour, they have struck a nerve with the public, resonating with many who feel disillusioned with the political system. Gervais' criticism of Starmer and other politicians has become part of the broader conversation about the state of British politics. His viral posts, combined with Robinson's claims, have led to a renewed focus on the ways the political establishment seems to protect itself, often at the expense of the public. The controversy over Robinson's imprisonment has become a flashpoint for larger discussions about free speech, political power, and media bias. Online platforms have exploded with debates, and hashtags like #FreeTommy, #StarmerExposed, and #Gervais was right have trended, with thousands of people expressing their frustration over the political establishment and the media's role in controlling the narrative. Many of Robinson's supporters argue that he is being politically persecuted for speaking out against the system, pointing to his extended solitary confinement as evidence that the government wants to keep him quiet. However, the backlash against Robinson's claims has been swift and harsh. Critics, particularly Labour supporters, have dismissed him as a dangerous figure who is simply playing the victim. Some have turned their ire toward Gervais, accusing him of contributing to conspiracy theories and undermining political discourse. Others have even suggested that Gervais, as a comedian with millions of followers, should be more responsible with his platform. Gervais, however, has responded in his typical style through humour, mocking his critics and continuing to use his platform to raise awareness about what he sees as the failings of the political system. This growing controversy has led to the spread of countless memes online, with some mocking Starmer as an out-of-touch elite, while others joke about Robinson running Britain from his prison cell. The internet has become a battleground where the public is debating whether Robinson is a political prisoner or simply an agitator. The memes and viral posts reflect a larger sense of frustration with the political establishment and the way certain voices seem to be silenced while others continue to dominate the narrative. Amid the chaos, a deeper issue is emerging: a loss of trust in politicians and the media. Many people are beginning to question whether the system itself is broken. If Robinson's accusations, no matter how controversial, are generating such a strong response, it suggests that there is something in the public's consciousness that is not being addressed by the political elites. Gervais' critiques, while often humorous, have tapped into this frustration, helping to fuel a broader conversation about the legitimacy of the political system. As the controversy surrounding Robinson and Gervais continues to unfold, it's clear that this is not just about one man in prison or a comedian making jokes. It's about the broader questions facing British society. Who gets to control the narrative? Why do certain political figures seem to get a free pass while others are silenced? What happens when the public starts to lose faith in those who are supposed to represent them? These are the questions that are emerging as Robinson's message continues to spread, despite his imprisonment. As Robinson's imprisonment enters its second year, and as Gervais continues to wield his influence to mock the political system, one thing is clear: the fight for the truth is far from over. Whether or not Robinson's accusations are ever fully addressed, the broader issues of free speech, political accountability, and media integrity are gaining more attention than ever before. What started as a seemingly isolated controversy is now a full-scale debate about the health of British democracy and the trustworthiness of those in power. Only time will tell whether the establishment can continue to control the narrative or if the public will demand a new direction.